Hey y'all, and welcome back to Growing with Ray. In one of my last videos, I did just show y'all how to get ready to start planting seeds, you guys. If you want an in-depth video description tutorial, let me know, because this is a perfect time that we'll be getting ready to start seeds for so many things. As you all can see in the background, I actually have things already started. Right now, they're on their 12 hours of the lights being off. What I didn't know is that certain shop lights got the little plugs on each side. You can see it more here to where I can plug them in and connect them all together instead of needing a huge outlet little plug thing. Love it, chef's kiss. But when it comes to planting your garden, there's a few things that I want to describe to you guys, because in this video, that's what we're going to be talking about. Sorry, didn't give my disclaimer. If you're new here and you like the content, go ahead and subscribe, baby. Like, comment, answer the questions in the comments that I will ask you throughout this video. Okay, my name is Raven. I'm in Kentucky, growing zone 7A. Still trying to get used to that. Sometimes you may hear me say 7B, baby. I am in 7A. Okay, 7A all day. That's where I'm at. Anyways, I'm about to sit here and explain to y'all what y'all need to think about when it comes to growing a garden, because a lot of times people love the idea but they don't know where to start. Like I said in the last video, I showed you guys the things that you would need to start seed sowing. And so in today's video, we're going to talk about what type of garden are you going to want to have, because you can already go ahead and start seeds, but I need you to also know what you're going to want to plant. Okay, so first and foremost, do you have a list of the vegetables and possibly fruits that your family eats on a regular basis that you know you can grow? Now, you may not know if they grow in your zone. You may not know if they'll survive your winters if you have one. And that's okay. We can figure that out a little bit later when you're close to buying it. Right now, all I want you to do is write a list. It can be 10 things. It can be 15 things. Write down the things that you know that your family eats that you know you could possibly grow before you even know if you can grow it or not. Number 2, is there anything by chance that you want to try? If so, I want you to also write that down. Number 3, since you have these things down of the things that you can grow, of what you want to grow, of what your family eats, good. Now it's time to sit here and think about, how do you want to grow it? And what I mean by that is, do you want it in grow bags? Do you want it in pots? Do you want it in the ground? How about in containers like green stalks? Or do you want a raised bed? Me personally, we have clay soil. I grow in ground. Certain plants I have seen have thrived from being in ground, because our clay soil, though it becomes very compact, it holds to moisture so well, and it has so many minerals in there. That's what makes it so compact with the clay soil that we have. But I also grow in containers. I also grow in grow bags. And I also grow in green stalks. And so there's a plethora of ways that you all can grow these things. And I don't want you to limit yourself. But if this is your first year, I definitely say don't overwhelm yourself. If you're going to do a raised bed, a lot of people will say to sit here and invest in metal raised beds. And I would say that if you know for sure that this is something you're going to want to do every single year as a hobby, or even if it grows to become a passion like it did for me. But if not, you can definitely do a raised bed. If you choose to do a raised bed with wood and with the cedar blocks that you can get from like Home Depot and Lowe's, and you'll spend maybe $50 for the raised bed, depending on how much soil you need, or if you know somewhere to locally get it, because you can look on Facebook Marketplace. A lot of us are on social media. You can look on there. If people still use Craigslist, I don't even know if they've ever even closed the website yet. If that's still a thing, you can get compost there too. And a lot of times, some people are giving away free compost, or you may have to go to a big box store. But all in all, you won't have to put out such a huge investment while you're learning to see if gardening is going to be something that you want to do. This is the reason why I'm giving you this alternative. However, if you know that gardening is something you're going to want to do, baby, and you're doing raised beds, go ahead and invest in that metal bed. If you're thinking that you want to do container gardening, you can do pots if you have a small balcony, or you can do the full green stock system, which is the actual tier planter itself with the spinnable bottom. You can do it with wheels or without wheels. And I would recommend as well you get the cover. I personally don't have covers for mine though, because of how I'm going to have my drip irrigation set up for it. But if you're on a patio, a balcony, or anything like that, you can definitely get a cover, because you don't want birds just to lay on it and be pooping in it and, you know, planting seeds in it and just also many different little things, right? So there's so many options that you can choose from when it comes to wanting to do gardening. I need you to figure out what that is. Now, I believe we're now on number 4. So we figured out the vegetables and fruits that your family eats. We figured out the things you wanted to try, and we figured out what type of gardening you want to do, right? The next thing is your soil. And when it comes to your soil, that usually is the most hefty bill, the heftiest bill, the most expensive bill. But that's why I was giving ideas on where you could possibly get it from, you guys. You all can go to Lowe's, Home Depot, and honestly, it depends on you on the type of soil quality that you're going to want. Me starting off, I started the cheapest route of the things that I could afford, okay, honey? So yes, I had wood chips in my stuff and everything like that. But baby, you can get 2 pieces of leftover wood. That's just scrap wood. I mean, it don't have to be anything fancy. Get scrap wood, and there's people that's always giving away some type of chicken wire or some type of small wire with small holes, and make a sifter. Use a staple gun to staple it on each side of the wood and sift that soil, okay? Wood chips out. Now you got good soil. You can opt to make your own soil. A lot of people do that. With doing that, that'll have cost into that. Or you can sit here and go to the big box store and get the soil that people have made. Then we get into the aspect of number 5, which is how are you going to feed your garden, which essentially is fertilizer. But not everybody uses fertilizer because you don't have to use fertilizer. Or let me say this, not a lot of people use store-bought fertilizers because you don't have to. I have a young lady that I know of on here, T Enola. She uses rice water as her fertilizer, and she has videos on that, you guys. I learned from Yellow Door Urban Homestead with Asia how she does the comfrey tea. And now I'm not saying that they invented these things, but these are individuals that I have seen use other things outside of these organic bought fertilizers. I've seen people sit here and get the little Dollar Tree trash can things, and they literally put food scraps in it, but if that's for like raised bed type things. And so they'll dig that into the raised bed and literally have it self-feeding to where that's putting off gases underneath the soil. It's feeding the worms. The worms will poop in the soil, which is a fertilizer for your crops. The nitrogen of the gases break down, which then becomes something for your plants to pick up, as well as the potassium to grow healthy. There's different ways to getting fertilizer to your plants to where you can go out and just buy the natural organic ones if you want, or you can sit here and go through a more natural way. Another thing to think about is flowers. Number 6 is flowers in the garden. With flowers, you're going to need that because you're going to need pollinators. There's a lot of things that you can grow in the garden that do self-pollinate, like peppers, like tomatoes. I believe eggplants do as well. But baby, what fun is just growing those when there's so many other things you can grow? And I'm sure your list didn't only consist of those. Now, if it did, baby, you know, do you, okay? But for all of everybody else, where we got watermelons, we got squashes on there, we got cucumbers, we got peas, baby, we're gonna need the bees, okay? So with that, we're gonna need things that's gonna attract the pollinators. And on top of that, let's think about also maybe adding a bird bath in between there too, because why not add birds? They're going to be around anyways. And a lot of times people have damage to their gardens from the birds. because the birds are pecking at their produce wanting water. You might as well go ahead and add a bird bath. I don't want to hear it. Add a bird bath. If you have a pond, great. If your neighbor got a pond, you may be okay. But if you don't, and listen, here's the thing with the bird baths. Bird baths are expensive, okay? You can sit here and get a tote. Not even a tote. Get a small bowl. Because a tote be too big. Mosquitoes will get into it, okay? Get a small little bowl, a small little platter. Fill it up with water. Or get them hummingbird feeders. That work too. Just get some type of water source back there, okay? Because what we're doing is we're working on an ecosystem. A bird bath will still be great. Not enough water in it for a mosquito to sit here and want to lay all his eggs and everything like that, okay? So a bird bath, if you can afford it, baby, do it, okay? It ain't nothing to it but to do it. You can DIY it for real, honestly. But I feel like those are the big 6 things you need to think about and to process through for what you want in your garden. God bless you. Bye.